Hello everyone. In today's video, we will know about AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery. So it's a service. It helps to minimize the downtime, data loss, replicating and recovering data from the on-premises and cloud-based application, and it also helps to reduces downtime and saves the cost by reducing the resources. So in this video, we will learn about what is Elastic Disaster Recovery, why it's important, and what are the use cases, and the pricing, the benefits, and architecture. So let's go to agenda. So in this video, we will learn what is AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery and why it's important, what are the key features, architecture, advantages, and the use cases, pricing, and lastly we will see the demo also. So let's see one by one. AWS Disaster Recovery, so we can also known as ADS. AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery is a service that helps business quickly recover their applications and data during unexpected events like system failures, cyber attacks, or natural disasters. So the Elastic Disaster Recovery is one of the services. It using the purpose of helps the businesses for quickly recover the applications and unexpectedly the events like system failures or cyber attacks, some natural disaster will have some data or applications. So the when we are using the EDR Elastic Disaster Recovery, it helps to recover the applications and data which one we are losing when some attacks or natural disasters are appears. So that's time we are using the Elastic Disaster Recovery. And also it works by continuously replicating your services including operating systems, applications, and databases to secure the AWS environment. So Elastic Disaster Recovery, it works continuously. So it includes operating systems, applications, and also it can databases, and it helps to secure the AWS environment. So this is what is Elastic Disaster Recovery. So the next is why it's important. So why it's important means it helps to recover the data applications and also it reliable recovery, and we can recover it very fast, and it continuously working, and it's a cloud-based application or it's a on-premises. So and also it supported the operating systems. So that's why Elastic Disaster Recovery it's important. So let's see the definitions. AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery minimizes the downtime and data loss with fast and reliably recover of on-premises and cloud-based application using affordable storage, minimal compute, and point-in-time recovery. So I've already told that it's a point-in-time recovery and it's a affordable storage and it's a minimal compute and it's reliably recover. On the on-premises also it's recover, and also it recover the cloud-based applications. So it's provide the storages, and then you can increase the IT resilience when you use AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery to replicate on-premises or cloud-based application running unsupported the operating system. So it replicate both on-premises and cloud-based application, and it supported the operating system. So that's why it's very important. So the next is key features. The key features are replication, recovery orchestration, server conversion, point-in-time recovery, recovery time objective, recovery point objective, cost effective. So let's see one by one. Replication. It continuously replicate data at the block level. So in the definition I have already told that. So it's continuously replicated. So it's continuously replicate the data. The next is recovery orchestration. In the disaster recovery services, automates the process of recovering data. It automatically is one of the process to recovering the data. The next is server conversion. So server conversion is also automatically converts the servers to run on the AWS. So in the disaster recovery, we no need to work manually. It automatically converts the server to run the AWS. The next is point in time recovery. So it allows user to recover the application to a previous point in time. So and this helps to users to allow to recover their applications. The next is recovery time objective. So it can achieve an RTO, means recovery time objective, of 5 to 20 minutes. So within 5 to 20 minutes we can achieve the RTO. So the next is recovery point objective. So this can achieve in a seconds. So in the time objective it take 5 to 20 minutes, but in the point objective we can achieve the within seconds. The next is cost effective. So AWS Disaster Recovery Services only charges the user when they use the services for recovery or drills. So it cost is pay per usage, like that. So when we can use the DRS to recover the services or use for drills and recovery, so then only we can pay the bills. So this is all about the key features of DRS. So the next thing is architecture overview. So AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery, so Disaster Recovery Services, is a service that helps you protect your workloads by enabling the disaster recovery in the cloud. Like that, it's one of the services. It helps to protect all the workloaders. So when we are enabling the disaster recovery, it helps to protect our workloads. And it provides fast and efficient recovery of physical, virtual and cloud-based servers. So we can fastly recover our data like a physical or virtual or cloud-based services into AWS with minimal downtime. So within the minimal time, we can recovery and there is no data loss when we are recovering the data. So the mainly we are using the source environment, AWS region and disaster recovery workflow. So in the architecture, mainly we are using these three components. The first one is source environment. Example, it contains the on-premises or other cloud-based applications. So the source environment, which you will recover your applications and data, and this could be an on-premises service and VMware environment or any even another. So I have already told that in the example we can see. So it's on-premises or other cloud. So in the service environment, we can easily recover our applications and data, and this cloud contains the on-premises or other cloud or VM virtual machine environment, like that. So and also it's work by replicating the workloads from your source environment, so to recover the region in the AWS. So which region we are losing, we can easily recover the data. And it's a data replication to AWS storage. So it replicates the data to storage like EBS or S3 storage services. And also it's a configuration of replication the agents on source servers. So it's a configuration. The next is AWS region. So AWS region, or otherwise we can call as target. So AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery Services receives and stores the data. So in the region it helps to receive and stores the data. And also it's a recovery instances are created using the replicated data. So the replicated data we can create it in the AWS region. And also the recovery environment can span multiple availability zones for higher availability. So we can also recovery our environment can multiple availability zones. So we are already know that there are several multiple zones. We can create the services in region which one is suitable for our services we are using. So we can create span our recovery the multiple availability zones. It helps for the higher availability. We all say that it's a replication, right? So the replication is done to the block level for low latency and high throughput. The next is disaster recovery workflow. So disaster recovery workflow is contains the three elements, that is replications, failover and failback. In the replication, it continuously replicate our data, and also it continuously replicate data for our source environment to AWS storage. such as EBS or Amazon S3. So the data is replicated in real time, ensuring that you have up-to-date copy of your data ready to disaster recovery. So in the disaster recovery, it contains three elements, right? So first one is replication. So it helps to continuously replicate, and also it is storage, that are CBS or Amazon S3, and it's replicated the real time, ensuring, and it contain all up to date copy of your data. So the next thing is failover. So automatic launch of recovery instances in AWS during the disaster. So when the natural disaster or any disaster appear, it automatically launch for recovery instances. The next is failback. So after recovery, synchronization back to the source environment. So once the recovery is completely recovered all the data, so the synchronization is back to the source environment. So this is the architecture overview. First start with the source environment. The next is AWS region. The next thing is disaster recovery. So when the disaster recovery is completed, the synchronization is again back to the source environment. This process is start like that. This is all about the architecture overview of Elastic Disaster Recovery. So the next thing is, let's move to the benefits. So the benefits of AWS Disaster Recovery services are minimal downtime, easy to use and manage, continuous data replication, flexibility and scalability, security and compliance, cross-platform support. So let's see one by one. Minimal downtime. So in the minimal downtime, it's a quickly recover and its recover time objective. So it's significantly reduce the time it takes to recovery from a disaster with automated failover, and instances can be launched quickly in AWS and minimize the services disruption. So the next is cost efficiency. So I'm not mentioned, right? So cost efficiency means pay as you go and the store. So what the basic pricing model, so means only pay for what you use. Next is easy to use and manage. So disaster recovery services provide an easy to use interface for configuration disaster recovery for your application. It integrates well with the existing environment like on-premises, other cloud applications or VMware, etc. So the next is continuous data replications. So DRS continuously replicate data from your source environment to AWS storage, ensuring your workloads are up to date and ready for the recovery. So it's ready for recovery continuously. And also with the ability to recovery point objective to a low value, you can significantly reduce the amount of data loss. So the next is flexibility and scalability. So in the flexibility, it supports cross region and cross account support. You can replicate workloads across the AWS region, increasing redundancy and also ensuring the high availability. So it supports disaster recovery scenario across multiple accounts, giving you more flexibility. And also it allows you to customize the configuration of recovery instances and enable you to scale your recovery environment based on your specific reason. The next is security and compliance. So it's a data encryption. It supports encryption both in transit and at rest. It helping to secure your data during the replication and storage. And it's designed to help meet various regulatory and compliance requirement, and also it integration with the AWS security services. So it like identity means IAM, identity and access management, and VPC, virtual private cloud, and security group. It ensures your disaster recovery environment remains protected. So these are all provide the protection to the DRS. The next is cross-platform support. It supports the on-premises, VMware and cloud workloads. So support wide range of environment, whether your workloads are in physical server or virtual machines or even other cloud providers. And also it's a seamless integration. It integrated with your existing infrastructure and minimize the disruptions and during the implementation. So these are all the benefits of AWS DRS. So the next is use cases of the AWS DRS. So the use cases are backing up data, replicating data, recovering the application, failing back applications, and multi-reason disaster recovery. So let's see one by one. So backing up data. In the AWS DRS can be used to back up critical data and applications. So it helps to recover the data in the critical conditions. Also we can back up the data. The next is replicating data. So AWS DRS can be used to replicate data to a secondary location. So I've already told that it's continuously replicating, right? So the next is recovering applications. So AWS DRS can be used to recover the applications from a previous point in time. So it helps use it to recover our applications from the previous point in time. So you can previous point in time and RTO and RPO, so time objective or a point on point time, we can easily recovering the applications. The next is failing back applications. AWS DRS can be used to fail back recovered applications after issues are resolved in the primary environment. So it helps to recover our applications. So when issues are occurred also, so once the issues has been solved in the primary environment like source environment, so we can easily recover our applications. So that is called as a failback application. So that multi-reason disaster recovery. So it supports multiple reasons to recover our data. So which one is applicable to our services when we are creating the on-premises storages. So and when we using the Elastic Disaster Recovery, so we can easily recover our data using the disaster recovery for the multiple reasons. So these are all the use cases of AWS DRS. So the next is pricing. So the pricing for it's a when we are explaining, we all know that it's a paper use. So paid what you use. So it contains replication cost, recovery instances, saving. So in the replication cost is charged for the data stored in the Amazon S3. So we are using the storage like S3 or EBS like that. So it's charged for the data storages in the replication cost. The next is recovery instances. So it pay for EC2 instances during the recovery. So we are creating the instances, right, using the EC2. So in that time, we only pay for the instances we are using when we are recover our losing data, disasters data. So we pay for the instances what we use. So the next is savings. It reduces the hardware and software expenses. So savings helps to reduce our expenses in the hardware and software. So this is all about the pricing. So this is all about the overview of the Elastic Disaster Recovery. So what and how it helps and the features, benefits, and how it works like that. So then let's move to the demo and we will see how it works. So here we will see how to create the AWS EDR Elastic Disaster Recovery. So before that we need to set up the and how to install the disaster recovery. So open the Elastic Disaster Recovery, and also we need to launch the instances. And we need to create the IAM role also. So yeah, the Elastic Disaster Recovery, right? So go for the documentation. Next installation requirements. Yeah. So first we need to create the EC2 instances. Click launch instance. Give the name. Elastic Disaster Recovery, right? So here I'm choosing the AMI Amazon Linux system only. So here I'm selecting the updated one, that is kernel, Amazon Linux kernel. The next T2 type micro, and then go to the key pair. If you have existing one, you can select that one, otherwise you can create a new key pair. So I'm using the demo. So first one, go to network setting, click on edit. So enable, here I want to click on the new security group. So give the security group name as Elastic Disaster Recovery Security Group. So click on launch instance. So instance is successfully launching. So instance created successfully, right? So the next thing is we need to create the IAM role. So go to the IAM, click on the role. So in the Elastic Disaster Recovery documentation is mentioned which IAM role we need to create. So go to this, installing with AWS replication agent and generating the required AWS credential. Here we can see. So create a new IAM role with the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery Agent installation policy. So go to the role. Here click on create role. So go with the AWS service, and use case we need to select the EC2 instance, because we are using the instance, we need to create the Elastic Disaster Recovery, right? So that's why we are selecting the EC2 instance. Click on next, and here we need to select the policies. So here we can see it's mentioned AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery Agent installation policy. So select AWS Elastic Disaster. Here we can see Recovery Agent installation policy. Click on this and go to the documentation. Also go down. So here we can see next up, installing the AWS replication agent in AWS. So go with that and see. Go to EC2 instance and select modify, right? Okay. So use your role contain the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery EC2 instance policies. So we need to select this one also, because the previous agent installation doesn't contain all the updated version. So we need to select the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery EC2 instance policy also. So go here. Here we can see AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery EC2 instance policy. Select. So we need to select this one, or otherwise we need to select both, or then click on the next. So give the role name AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery. Okay. Then okay, click on create role. So here we can see AWS EDR role is created successfully. So the next thing is we need to modify the IAM role. So go to EC2 instance. So select the instance. Click on the action. Go to security. Modify IAM rule. So you are selecting the role you are created, so that is AWS EDR. Click on update IAM role. So here we can see it successfully attached the AWS EDR to the instances. So it successfully modified the IAM role with the instance. The next thing is, so before going to install the Elastic Disaster Recovery agent installation, we need to set up and configure the Elastic Disaster Recovery. So go to the Elastic Disaster Recovery, and so we can configure and initialize the Elastic Disaster Recovery. So click on configure and initialize. Here we can see there is 6 steps to set up the replication server. So it starts with the setup replication server configuration. It select the subnets and replication server instances t3.small, it taken itself. So otherwise you can change the instance type. So t3.small is enough. So click on next. So the next is volume. So it automatically replicates the new disk, and auto volume type selections and EBS encryption is default. And always use the Elastic Disaster Recovery security group. Just click and select the security group. Okay, EC220B. Okay, select the EDR SG. This is one we are created, right? So click on next. And the next is configuration additional replication setting, routing, and it asks for a snapshot retention in 7 days. Just change to 1. And the tag and MPA programming tagging, and use private IP address. There is no need to change. Just click on snapshot to 1 and click on next. So the next is set default DRS LAN setting. So automated LAN setting, it's in the active basic. So here I'm choosing the instance for basic only. The next is instance setting is up to launch. The next is OS licensing, it's use take it as default and click on the next. The next is set the default is to launch template. So here we no need to change anything. So click on next. So here we can review and initialize your selected as right thing, or you need to edit anyone. Security group. So there all the things are right. Click on configure and initialize. So here we can see it successfully configured and initialized the services. So here we can see there is no server. Click on learn more. So here we can see adding the source server to AWS DRS. The installing the AWS replication agent can be installed on both Linux and Windows servers. So there is a 2 option. One is Linux installation instruction and another one is Windows installation instruction. So I'm going with a Linux install instruction. Here we can see it supported the operating system documentation and Linux installer. So before that, first we need to connect the instance. So go and just click on connect instance. Click on connect. So AWS instance is connected successfully, right? So then go to the installing process. Here there is a steps to installing. So copy this and go to the connected instance. So just paste here. So here we can see, here we need to change something, that is, here we can see this is the US East one. So go to the installation part. Here we can see, so the following example for downloading the installer file from the US East 1 region. So but here I am using the region as AP South 1. So here we can see AP South 1, right? So that's why we need to change the region. So before installing, you must need to change the region where you need to install and which region you are working. Just enter this. So here there is something, Elastic Disaster Recovery US East 1 AP South 1. So next AWS net. So resolving this. Connected. Request sent, awaiting response. 301 mode for meeting location unspecified error. So without location. So just go here. So it's showing error. Again copy this one. Just go to the instance. Just paste. Right, just copy the AP South 1. So instead of here, so paste. So it's showing something wrong, wait. So here we can see it's working. So the mistake is here. See, we can enter the both the reason it taken. So that's why it's showing the error. So when we giving only AP South 1, so it's working. It's saving to the AWS replication installer in it and it's installing, right? So this is, then go to the downloads. The next step is, so using the following command on your source server in order to run the installation script. So copy this command and go to the instance here, just paste. Replication in it, click on enter. So the installation of the AWS replication, it's asking for the reason name, give the reason you are using. South 1, click on enter. So here we can see installing the AWS replication agent under the source server also finished. It's syncing to the source server with the Elastic Disaster Recovery console. So here we can see it's contained the source network ID and source server ID. So let's go to the Elastic Disaster Recovery. Yeah. Source server, right? Just yeah. So here we can see. So source server, it's contained the host name and it's ready for recovery, and data replication also healthy. So just go inside this. So here we can see data replication state is healthy, replication progress, and the total replicated storage is 8 of 8 GB. It contains all the details and server info and the replication settings. So it contains all the overview details of the source server. So just go to the recovery instance. So no recovery instance, source network. So yeah, here we can see the source network and recovery job history. Okay, then go to source server. So go to the EC2 instance. Just refresh this instance. So here we can see the Elastic Disaster Recovery is replicated here. So when the installation is done, when the installing the source installation agent, so it's replicated to the source server and the EC2 instances. Here we can see the AWS Disaster Recovery is installed. So it's running in the state. So it's replicated in the EC2 instance. So go to launch template. So here we can see here also the disaster recovery is running, and go to the volumes. So here we can see the Elastic Disaster Recovery is running, and go to the snapshots. So here we can see. So the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery snapshot is replicated in the EC2 instances. So once the installation is completed, finished, all the source server is replicated here, and in the EC2 instance also disaster recovery replicated, and contain the snapshots, volumes and templates, all are contained in the EC2 instances. So go inside the source server. Here click on initiate recovery job. So initiate the recovery. So here we need to initiate the recovery instances. There is a question, there is a select in point time. You can use the recent data, and also you can use the data which one you want. So I am using the use most recent data, and click on initiate recovery. So successfully recover the instances. So let's go to the recovery job history. Here we can see you can recover the instance. So the recent one is one, right? So go inside this. Here we can see we can recover the, so conversion started and started taking the snapshot and finished taking this. So from the source to server, it started taking the snapshot. So let's go to the instance and go instance and refresh this. Here we need to check the new instance is created or not. So in the source server, so inside the source, so here we can see, so in the job history we are recovering the two sources, right? So recover job, yeah, the two sources, right? So one is started and the another one is completed in the recovery state, right? So just in the instances we can refresh and see the instances is started or not. Yeah, so here we can see the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery. So it started and it's terminated also. So here we can see it's in the state of completed. That's why it's showing us it's terminated. So the next thing is go to the snapshots. So refresh this. So here we can see it take the snapshots of the disaster recovery snapshot. So which we will recover the source servers, that all the source servers also it taken the snapshots. So go to the recovery. So in the instance when the Elastic Disaster Recovery started and also terminated, right? So here we can see in this conversions, when the conversion is started, it started running. So in the instance it started running in the state. When the conversion has succeeded, the instance is stopped to terminated. So when we are initiate the recovery, it started and running the instances. When the conversion is completed, succeed, so it's terminated the instance. This is how the recovery instance work. So the next is, so here we can see it started the launching recovery instances. So in the instance we need to check it started the launching recovery instances or not, it's replicated or not. So go to the instances and yeah, so here we can see here we can see IP. So this is the launching instances. It started and terminated also. So when we are started the recovery instances, you immediately come and check this. So when this starts, so first its conversion started, then succeeded, then after when the started the launching recovery instances, the recovery launching instances has been also started. So here we can see it started and terminated also. So it started and terminated also. So go to the source server. Here we can see. So here we can see it successfully launched the recovery instances, right? So just go ahead to the recovery instances and see it's yeah. So here we can see it recover the instances. So here we can see the instance ID, reverse direction, launch state, and data replication. The pending action is protect the recovered instance, and it replicated from the AP South 1. So we are recovering the instance from the region of AP South 1. So it's replicated from the AP South 1, and also here we can see it's launched from the source server. So this source server, so here we can see the IP 172.31, right? AP South 1. So this source server 2, it recover the instance to the instance ID. So it launched from IP 172.31 AP South 1, right? So this is recovered the instance. So in the job history, so go inside this. So here, so first its conversion started, then it succeeded, then it start the launching recovery instance. So when it start the launching recovery instances, in the instance it's replicated it. So you can go and see here. So after this started the launching recovery instance, it successfully launched the recovery instance. So when it successfully launched the recovery instance, then only we can recover the instances. So then come to this recovery instance. Here we can see the recovery instances. So here it contains the where it come from and how the which one is launched from the source server, and it contains all the details of the recovery instances from the source server to recovery instance. So here we can see, so the recovery instance is started, right? So but here we can see it's replicated, but it's not started yet, right? So it contains where it launched from also, but it's not started, right? So just go to the instance, and once you refresh this, so here we can see, so it's running in the state. So the instance state is running. So here we can see, if you have any doubt, here we can see the IP 172.31 AP South 1, right? So just go to the recovery instances. Here we can see, so the launcher from the source server. So here it's recovery, and also it started running in the instance also. So when it's here, recovery instance is recovery the instances, it started in the instances also. So just go to this recovery. So still it's not started. So once refresh this page, so if I can, it's not started. So it take few minutes. So go to instance. So what are the it's a demo idea. Yeah. So what are the source environment it's taken, it's replicated to the, so it's the which one is created we, right? So the AWS Elastic Disaster Recovery. So this all are the replicated to the instance which one we are recovering now. So let's go to the recovery. So it's not started. Refresh this. So it's not started it. So wait few minutes till it started. It's not yet started, right? So just go to the source server, go inside this. So here we can see, so the job started as 4, the date which when you entered, the time is 2:26 p.m. 24 p.m. The start taken as it started in the time of 4:57 p.m. So it started in 2 o'clock 44 minutes. So it's still the job is finished, right? So wait 2 more minutes, it will start it. So elapsed replication time is 100 minutes. Replication start time. So it's showing all the details when it's the replication started and the status, what status is has taken, and job is finished yet or not. So wait. So just go to the recovery instance. So it not yet started. So once the job is finished, you can also launch for failback also. So if you wait until it job is finished, once it's finished, you can launch the failback. So now itself I'm stop the replication and I will show you how to delete the resources. So when you are working replicating the instance, you will wait until how it works, so you can how to launch the failback you will see. So just here now onwards I'm stop the replication. So when you are working, you just go through that. Stop replication. So stop. So here I'm showing how to delete all the resources we have created. So the source server application has stopped. So just refresh this. So here we can see it's stopped. So now disconnect from AWS resources. So disconnect from AWS. Yeah, click on disconnect. So some sources server could not be processed, right? So cannot disconnect it as a recovery because it has an recovery instance. Oh, okay. So just wait until it's stopped ready for recovery. So it's stopped, then again click on. So again it's showing same thing, right? So first we need to disconnect the recovery instances. So that's why it's showing you some source server could not be processed because it's in the recovery instance. So just go and select the recovery instances. So disconnect from AWS. So click on disconnect. Yeah, here we can see. So recovery instance is disconnected. So just select and delete the recovery instances. So here we can see the recovery instance is deleted successfully. Then go to the source server. So select this one and disconnect from AWS. Yeah, the source server is disconnected. So then select this one and delete the server. So just click on permanently delete. So here we can see the source server is also deleted successfully. So the source server is deleted and recovery instance also deleted and source network. So it's not replicating. So then go to recovery job history. So here it's the instances you have recovered. It's a log of the source server you are working and you have recovered the instance. So don't worry about it. This is just the log things. And this is all about the Elastic Disaster Recovery instances. Then go to the instance and just select all the things and terminate the instance. Yeah, so it is asking for delete the EBS volumes. Yeah, it's asking everything. So just click on terminate delete. So it successfully initiated the termination. So just refresh this. So here we can see it's all the instances has been terminated. So all the instances are terminated, right? So then go to the launch template. We need to delete the templates also. So select this and click the action and delete template. So yes, click on delete. So launch template is deleted. Then what are the created? Then go to volumes. So click on select. So click on delete volume. So successfully delete successful. So select this. So okay, then go to the snapshots. So here we can see the snapshots taken. So just select, click on actions and delete the snapshots. Just refresh this. Here we can see there is no snapshots. So just go to value, refresh this, select again. So then go to instance, so refresh this. So all the instances are deleted and launch templates also deleted, and go to the snapshots also deleted. So all the things are deleted. So once you are creating and walk through that, after the working is done, you need to delete those, the server you have created, because it's all a chargeable thing. So what you use, you can pay for that. So that's why once the work is completed, you need to delete those things. So this is how the Elastic Disaster Recovery works, and how to recover the instances, and how does it connected to the EC2 instance, and how volumes and snapshots are created, and how the things are going on. So this is all about the Elastic Disaster Recovery demo. So that's it. Thank you.